Let's talk about 5 reasons why to use Transistor for your podcast hosting needs at transistor.fm. These are the 5 reasons why I use Transistor, and maybe it'll translate over to you. Maybe you want to use Transistor as well. The feature set is first and foremost. They have a nice feature set. If you're on their website, you can look at all of the podcast hosting features, analytics, distribution, and private podcasting features that they have. We're going to click on the view all features so you can see all of them in one place. Auto post your podcast to YouTube. Why not? Kill 2 birds with one stone. It's the best podcast hosting for multiple shows. I do agree because I host multiple shows out of my one account. We'll take a look at that in a moment. The dynamic ad podcast features are great if you want to add in some dynamic content at the beginning or end of your podcast. That's fantastic. And their embeddable podcast player is probably one of the most appealing on the market, at least in my opinion. It's clean, it's minimal, it's got enough features for people to subscribe and get more information about your show. I really love it. They got a bunch of integrations as well. You can connect up to MailChimp, Drip, ConvertKit, MailerLite, Zapier, all of that fun stuff. And their analytics are really clean and digestible. Makes it really easy for you to understand. Next up is affordability. We'll go to price page. $19, $49, and $99 a month. Each one is really upgrading the amount of downloads. For most of us, the amount of downloads you get at each plan. So 20,000, 100,000, 250,000. I think for most of us, starting off 20,000 a month for downloads is pretty good. It's going to take a while for many of us just creating one show to hit that peak. But if you start hosting multiple shows, a podcast network, or you do this as a side business and you have clients that host with you, moving up the chain is quite easy and quite affordable. You get more features as you move up. Primarily on the $49 a month plan, you can get more private podcast subscribers. You can get that dynamic ad insertion, dynamic show notes, which is pretty cool. And then you can auto post to YouTube. So if you're somebody who is really taking their podcast professionally, hence the name professional, 49 is probably where you want to land, especially if you're republishing to YouTube or you want to have things like the dynamic ad insert. Reason number 3, Transistor is a small company. If we go to the company page, About Us, this is the team that supports you as a Transistor customer. They've been supporting me now for a few months. I really enjoy working with them. Their support is responsive. Their documentation is great. The founders are great. And the whole team is fantastic for podcasting. I really like to support small businesses, especially in the podcast industry where you have mega companies like Apple, Google, Spotify, Facebook when they were in podcasting. It's great to have a small company and support a small company that loves podcasting and loves to help their customers. Reason number 4, it's very easy to use once you sign up as a Transistor customer. This stuff is really easy and intuitive. They help you along the way. There's a bunch of helpful tips, and the navigation of the dashboard is really clean and easy to understand. Settings. There's nothing really here that I get lost in. Granted, I'm more experienced than most people starting out, but everything makes sense. Their integration page, everything is clearly labeled, and you totally understand it. Under the People tab, everything here is informative. It tells you where to click on things, and they have some fun stuff like achievements to make your podcasting journey a little bit more fun and a little bit more engaging, which is cool to see. Analytics are again clean and easy to understand, very easy for beginners to use. So reason number 4, Transistor is very easy to use. Last but not least, podcasting 2.0 features. Some podcasting 2.0 features like transcripts, funding tag, people tag. Transistor is sort of really helping adopt a lot of the new podcasting 2.0 features that are out there. I believe also including chapters as well. You can look up podcasting 2.0 on Transistor's website to see more of the features that they support. I would really like to see them support more stuff like value for value and cross-app comments. That would be really cool. But there's a lot of great things here, and I know it takes a lot for them to sort of build this stuff out, support it, document it, and all that stuff. So it's a nice feature set of podcasting 2.0 here at Transistor. So if that's on your radar, definitely check out Transistor. If you like what you saw in today's video and you want to sign up with Transistor or test it out in the 14-day free trial, go ahead and use the link in the description. If you end up signing up, it helps me earn a little bit, enough to buy a cup of coffee to help support the channel and to help support the podcast setup at thepodcastsetup.com. It's a weekly newsletter for podcasters to discover other podcasters and check out their podcast setup, what microphones they're using, what software they're using, and to learn a little bit more about them as a podcaster, why they started their podcast, you too can sign up and get interviewed for free. Go to the podcast setup and check out the links there. It's free promotion. It's a great way to learn and discover from other podcasters, but to also get your podcast in front of a new audience. Check it out. Free newsletter every week, thepodcastsetup.com.